Hi, good morning.
German.
Good morning. Oh, thank you so much. I'm Germán Bencci. I'm the founder and CEO of Code Your Future. And if you look correctly, it says German. So a lot of people, when they read it, it's like, are you German? No, that's my name. Or you can call me G or Herman, however you want. And I'm here with
Seraphine Young. I'm Seraphine Young, and I'm super excited to be here.
Brilliant. So I'm the founder and CEO of Code Your Future. Code Your Future is a training provider that guides refugees, migrants, and people of low-income backgrounds to start thriving careers in tech. We're one of the few organizations that pays for childcare, transportation, internet, give people laptops, and a training that is on a part-time basis and cost-free for participants, so that it lowers the barriers of access to guide people to succeed in the tech industry. And I'm here to tell you a story, our story. But before that, I'm going to start a little bit with my story, my childhood. I come from South America, a small city in the Andes, in a corner in South America. I had a very peaceful childhood, relatively friendly, relatively safe for South American standards. I had a great time. It was a good place to be. And something that I would have never, ever thought in my life is that it was going to change so much. This is the Venezuela that appears in the news. This was the Venezuela of my adulthood. I never thought that in my lifetime I was going to be unable to recognize my own country. How was that possible? But that's the reality of the world, and it has happened throughout history. Sometimes countries changed beyond recognition. So here in this picture, you can see Venezuelans literally walking away. There are more than 5 million of us they were seeking shelter all over Latin America and all over the world. And this history, over time, when I was going and meeting loads of people, I realized that it connects with many other stories. That people that come from Syria, when they were children, when they were also had very peaceful countries and cities, and they were actually welcoming others from other countries. But that life changes. And this is the reality of the world in which we live in. These are some of the key stats that I want us to think about for a little bit. 1 in 78 people in the world is a forcibly displaced person. And this number is only going to keep going up. And 10% of the world owns nearly 80% of the wealth of the country and emits nearly 50% of the CO2 emissions, whereas the bottom 50% owns only 2% and emits only 12%. This is the reality we were in. Yeah, it's an unequal world. We keep hearing about it, and it's terrible, and we're very sad about it, and we feel frustrated. What can we do? What is this? Is anything in our hands? And here in the tech industry, we're developing products. We are competing in very, very difficult markets. What can we do? Social impact, making a difference. How? That is the big question. How? And it is a good question because it's not easy. Even people with the best of intentions, with the will, the time, and the energy, struggle to make a difference. It's not easy. And that's why we're going to hear another story. Seraphine.
Thank you. So I moved to the UK in 2017, and I wanted to start a career in tech. Before the move, I was working as an account manager back home in Nigeria. This is Lagos. And my job was to talk to everyday businessmen about selling online. Month after month, I was hitting my sales target. Yeah, I'm super proud of that. But what I did was I made sure the few customers I got online were properly onboarded. And what they did was they told the stories of how they were able to scale their businesses to their family and friends. So I had qualified leads coming into my pipeline. I was basically sitting down, and all I did was onboard new customers on the platform because it was selling itself. So I moved to the UK with all that experience behind me. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to build an e-commerce website for myself. How do I do that? I had two problems. The first was I had no money to go back to school to study a computer science degree. And also I didn't have money to go to a bootcamp. Then it was like 8 to 10K for 3 months. The second problem was I had no time. I was now working full time and I needed something that could guide me to learn during my free time because I had bills to pay. So I started learning on my own and I found out that it was really slow. So trying to solve this slow problem or not having direction problem that I had, I found Code Your Future. So I see Code Your Future as a community, but Germán would describe it as an organization that supports refugees, immigrants, people from low-income background that want to get into tech. It provided me with a warm and welcoming environment where I could truly be myself. It equipped me with the right technical and non-technical skill to be able to excel within this industry because we're being taught by professionals like yourselves that were already working in the industry. So all they were doing was impacting that experience onto us. And it lowered the barrier for entry for people that A, could not afford laptops, for people that had childcare commitments, and like me, for people who had full-time jobs but also wanted to build a skill and get into tech. So after Code Your Future, I went on to work as a cloud engineer, a platform engineer, a solutions engineer, and I currently work as a demo architect for GitLab. All of this would not have been possible without the mentorship, without the support, and without the constant guidance that I've gotten from the Code Your Future community.
Thank you so much, Seraphine. And there isn't any better way than to describe what we do by just listening, by the people that actually were with the organization, the community has made any difference. Diversity. We hear all the time the word diversity and inclusion all the time in tech. We're going to tell you our version of it. And it's that diversity is diverse. It doesn't have one side, one face, one angle. Diversity means socioeconomic background. Code Your Future, 80% living below poverty line. It means gender. Nearly 50% are women. It also means age. Average age of Code Your Future participants are 35 and 20% are over 40. It's also people actually get jobs. It means nearly 250 people have found employment throughout the history of Code Your Future and a huge jump in annual income. This is impact and this is diversity. And we train people across loads of different roles. We're preparing to any role in the tech industry and help them go up to mid-level roles within the industry. We have two examples to close this brief speech. One of them is like we have a partnership with a tech consultancy. I have placed more than 50 people across all the, many of different roles all over the UK with their client partners. And the second one is we developed together with Slack and Salesforce a system engineering program. We're one of the first providers creating an SRE program and helping people get into new field. And the challenge of this that Slack gave us was we want people trained in this area, we want them to reach mid-level, and we have these tech specifications. This is the challenge. And this is the opportunity for companies to say, do we want to create social impact? Let's partner with others. Let's define what do we need, what are our requirements, and let's outsource it, and let's trust them. Let's be less sharing, and let's give others. Thank you so much for the time. And we have a stand outside in Code Your Future, and there's some Code Your Future folks. Thank you so much.
Thank you.